This illustration deals with overload protection using surge protective devices, SPDS. In accordance with the NEC new Article 242, and we're dealing with Part 2. But notice Part 1 is scope and other articles. Part 2 is dealing with surge protective devices. Purpose of change is to provide a new article. And this new article has been added to address the requirements for overload protection. This new article relocates Articles 280 for surge arresters and Article 285 for surge protective devices into a new Article 242. These requirements are more appropriately located immediately following Article 240 for overcurrent protection. The requirements are reformatted into a single article for clarity and usability. A new article has been added to address the requirements for overload protection, and this new article relocates the Articles 280 and 285 into new Article 242. These requirements are more appropriately located immediately following Article 240 for overcurrent protection. These requirements are reformatted into a single article for clarity and usability. Now, these two paragraphs go together to kind of outline really what this new article is all about. Now, notice, first of all, let's look at the service equipment here at the very top, left-hand side of the illustration. And then notice first, surge arresters, SPD type, one can be connected to the grounding conductor, grounding electrode conductor, a grounding electrode for service, or the equipment grounding conductor terminal and the equipment here. So notice all that can be done, and notice this TVSS type connects right to the supply side there. Or you could have one with an overcurrent device connected to it ahead of it also. Now, looking at our second requirement here, notice that installation type 1 can be connected to the supply side service disconnecting means, or supply side as we look at here, and again, either to the supply side, lug, were permissible, or an overcurrent device. And then thirdly, SPT type 2 can be connected anywhere on the load side of the service overcurrent device, such as computers and things, again, to reduce the amount of surge energy that might hit this computer room area and damage computer components and so forth, fry the boards and that kind of thing. Fourth, the way I have it lined out is service protected devices type 4 can provide other components per 242.26. Now, I would like to kind of remind you that the overload protection, surge protection, SPDs, 1,000 volts or less, Part 2 to Article 242 would contain, number 1, uses not permitted, 242.6. The number required, for example, you could install, would be 242.20. The listing, item 3, would be 242.8. The short circuit rating, number 4, listed there, would be 242.10. The location of these, based upon the electrical system where you're installing them, would be 242.22. The routing of the connecting of the units would be 242.24, and the connection method would be 242.26, and the type 1 SPDs would be 240.21, or excuse me, 240.12. The number 9, the type 2 SPDs would be 242.14. Number 10, the type 3 SPDs would be 242.16. If we looked at number 11, Then type 4 SPDs would be 242.18. And then number 12, your conductor sizes, you'd review 242.28. And then the connection between the conductors would be 242.30. And then your grounding electrode conductor connections and enclosures and how you perform that task would be 242.32. Now that outlines what would take place section-wise based upon the title head in or the new article 242 Part 2.